DELoL Show.
Funny stuff.
Sunday, 2 to 3. DELoL on air.
Guys, we're back with Jackson Milholland. Did I get that right that time?
Yeah, so close.
No, we're back with Randy Milholland from somethingpositive.net, and an artist that we've been following since the first time I saw you at one of the conventions and I started hearing about you.
I missed you at the conventions. Let me just say
yeah.
that. I missed you at our local
Don't do a lot of DELoL
conventions.
shows anymore.
I don't blame you.
The audience is always really nice, but I go for business, and it's just not a big selling market. I hate to say it sounds really callous.
No, we're learning that too as the photography group. We go with, we make money at Allcon, but some of them we don't. And it's, we're learning, it's great to get the name out there, but just maybe putting flyers out would do just as much as setting up a whole booth and not taking in money for it. You know? Here you go.
Thank you. I barely reached that.
Feed the Taft. So, Randy, how long have you been doing this?
I started.
And feel free to get right up on. Here you do. Get
I
in.
started. Like giving it oral.
That's how I was the first couple times. Like right.
Yeah. Touch nose to it.
No. I
Get
started.
your nose up in that.
I started something positive. The first trip went up December 19th, 2001.
Wow, I didn't know it was that old. Okay.
Yeah.
And first of all, I do want to show this. Jeddah, if we can get a nice close-up shot of this guy. This is fantastic. Once again, done on the fly with no reference whatsoever. He couldn't even see me when he was drawing this. That's fantastic.
Struck by blindness.
That's, yeah. And blindness is something you've been dealing with since childbirth, but you still managed to do all your artwork. Oh, did you not know that? I
learning something new every day.
I corrected your Wikipedia page to say that, so that when you go home, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. There's worse things happen.
When you drive home, you'll find out you're blind.
Yeah.
Yes!
Somebody should have really told
Best
him that
parking
beforehand.
spots ever.
Imagine like the Elmer Fudd, as long as he doesn't know about gravity, he can't fall.
Yep.
Yeah.
As long as you don't tell somebody they're blind, they're fine their whole life. They can
Wile E.
drive around.
Coyote.
Yeah, Wile E. Coyote, I'm sorry. I'm sure Elmer Fudd has done that once or twice.
Yeah, he did. Actually, there's one when they were little kids. There's one where he and Bugs Bunny are little children. It was one of the specials done late.
Specials don't count.
They really,
is that the expanded universe of the Looney Tunes?
No, it was like the 60s.
They're not
it was
canon.
like them remembering little kids and Elmer Fudd went off the cliff. I can't believe I remember this. Is kind of embarrassing that I even remember this crap.
This is exactly what the show is for.
Yeah.
He makes the comment. He's like, "Well, I haven't learned about gravity in school yet," and just keeps going.
If only it worked like
Suck
that.
it.
That was when Chuck Jones wasn't trying anymore. Warner Bros. Like, "You want to check? Yeah, I want to check."
Yeah.
Yeah, he phones it in literally. There's the cliff and the two of the characters.
Yeah.
Click. So you've been doing this in 2001, man. That's amazing. And when you started this, what was somethingpositive.net? What did it start out as?
This comic.
Has it stayed the same?
It's always
the entire
been
time?
this comic. Yeah.
But you've added more characters and had some
well,
gone, right?
Yeah, it's gone.
Boom, corrected. Everybody's getting shown up today.
Not me.
We need a little table of Monopoly we can.
I
flip
really
every
want to go to a convention one day and just flip a table, and just to be a dick at someone. Just some reader asks, like, "Can I get a sketch of Juju Bear?" No.
I would love to be standing right next to that when that happens.
We'll come and we'll film that one for posterity's sake.
No, but it's it was basically the same idea. It was at that point there's characters in their mid-20s at that point where you don't know what the hell you're doing with your life. And now the characters age real time, so they're all in the mid-30s, early
that's
40s.
nice.
Wait, is
I
there a
like
point
it.
in time where I will know what I'm doing with my life?
No,
No.
Jay, that's a lie that other
Damn it.
adults told you when you were a kid,
Damn it, damn
so
it,
that they
damn it.
felt like they knew what they were doing.
But
with
when
their
you're
life.
in your mid-20s, it's even less obvious. You're like, I'm not in college. I'm not in high school. I'm...
Not in porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. No. But
if Jeremy, what's his name, could make it, you're fine. The hedgehog.
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy. There we go.
Ron Jeremy the Hedge... What fucking universe do you live in?
That's his nickname. He's a hedgehog.
He's the hedgehog. You didn't know that?
No,
that's what they call
I
him.
knew he was a
Back
special
in-
education teacher at one point.
Yeah, he was. He went into porn actually because let's stop interviewing you for a second. Talking about Ron Jeremy.
Yes, that's more
Wait,
interesting.
is he out of the hospital yet?
That's right, he had a
Yeah.
stroke.
But he went to Hollywood to actually
had a
do real acting.
Oh, was it a stroke or what happened to him?
I thought it was a heart attack.
That's not nearly as funny as a pun.
Yeah.
It's a hard.
So no, he was called the Hedgehog. There's a whole documentary about him called A Porn Star. It's really interesting, actually.
All the fucked up nicknames in porn.
Apparently, when he has sex leaning over a girl, his back's all hairy and he looks like a little hedgehog.
I'm suddenly glad there's no pictures of me having sex.
He'd be called the bearded lizard.
Fuck.
The dust bunny.
So I know that one stopped it down, didn't it?
Destroyed this interview. I'm real proud of myself.
So the characters age in real time.
Yeah.
Now that's not something common. I mean, we've been watching Bart be 8 years old for almost 20 years now.
Because 20-something-year-old Bart wouldn't be very marketable.
Holy crap! I would watch 20-year-old Bart getting drunk and dealing with what he's doing with his life.
But they do those like flash forward episodes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. They have done a few of those.
And there have been comics that have done it before. Like for better or for worse, I think it aged close to real time, if not
Yeah.
exactly in real time. And
Archie's have slowly aged.
Who?
The Archie group.
not really. I mean, they did like
Not in real time.
Boom, corrected.
No, there was the little Archies. But
Well,
it
yeah,
was,
that, but they have
later
different
on.
universes. Like whenever like Archie's actually like out of school and he has this like flash forwards where he winds up marrying Betty and Veronica.
Yeah, but those are what if universes though. So like, and those actually start
They're
off
still
like
part of the
in-
Archie universe.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they start off like in the main like there's one again I can't believe I know this crap where like he and Jughead are this path where like they see where their futures are going, some crap like that. They did one where he marries Valerie from
Growing
Josie and the
Pains.
Pussycats.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
really?
that's the most recent one
I
I saw recently.
the best convention moment I've ever had. It was a Chicago convention in 2010, and Archie Comics had their booth set up, and they had a poster of Valerie and Archie kissing. And some guy is at their booth. This is before like the convention opens. Must be a dealer or somebody. Just red face, full of, why is Archie kissing that N-word? And I'm like, whoa, before anything, the guy who working the Archie booth is like, well, sir, if you love that, you'll love our new gay character, Kevin Keller.
Yeah.
And just like no breaking character. And guy
Yeah.
storms off, he's like, sir, don't you want a flyer?
No, I love those Archie guys. I actually follow them on the Twitter,
I-
and they
Really?
are funny to interact with, and they will respond back to you, and they're quick-witted.
Why can't
and
we get them on for an interview?
when the whole,
instead of
like,
this
Kevin-
guy?
Yeah, really. Because they're all in New York.
Skype? I invented Skype for a reason.
Yeah, I used to love Archie, but no, I'm sorry, real aging. Like Gasoline Alley did that for a long time, but then they would stop
That's
it,
right.
freeze it, and then they unfreeze it. Otherwise, all the original characters would be dead by now.
Right,
As opposed to in their 90s, like I guess they are now.
And so tell us a little bit about some of the characters on something positive.
The core cast would be Aubrey, who in the early days of the comic was kind of the shifty schemer. She was inspired by my friend Clarine Harp, who is a voice actress and works over at Funimation. Now she runs...
By the way, I love Funimation. I have a few friends over there. We need to get
They're
these
great
guys
people.
on.
Yeah, instead of the fucking cartoonist guy.
This guy.
But so now she runs a phone sex company for nerds.
That's
called
awesome.
Erotica. And then there's
And the number is what?
yeah.
And how can I start working there? Yeah, I'm licking your balls. Licking your cartoon balls.
it wouldn't even be that. It'd be like, I'm
CB4.
helping you.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Let somebody else say, well, we had a whole 10-minute talk about that movie yesterday.
I'm so sorry. And PG, who early was kind of the sweet one, but also the most violent. Just kind of went along with the group. And then there's Davin, who's just in the early days was very misanthropic. The snide guy who wouldn't do anything on his own, but happily judged you for doing it. And then as times come by, he's a little softened a lot more.
Would you say that, would you liken your comic more to something like the Archie comics or to something more like, The Wire?
Oh my god, that is a really wide range. I definitely don't know. Well, I guess I have a character who is actually on the run from the law right now. So, Wire?
It's a good call.
Like I've had drug raids in the comic, and
All of a sudden HBO's like, get that show. We need it.
But yeah, Archie, there's not enough love triangles. In fact, I've actively tried to avoid love triangle storylines.
What about love parallelograms?
Don't
Love
even like those.
rhombuses.
I hate love.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's just
What
get
about a
the-
love line segment?
Let's just get the show. Love is awful.
Okay. And it's been Randy Milholland, folks.
Thanks for tuning into our
Ladies.
special Valentine's Day episode.
That's right. Now, I've been following you for quite a while, ever since I learned about you and on somethingpositive.net. But recently, I've been seeing you show up on the social site Reddit quite a bit. People are actually
Wow.
posting your stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I mean, you're making it to the front page, 2,000 or 3,000 hits. So.
That's news to me. I did not know that. That's
so people are really enjoying it and spreading the word about you as well.
I'm going home front. He's lying. Like, there's no word in Reddit. I know it was on BuzzFeed.
No. I've seen you on Reddit at least 4 or 5 times. At least pop up on the front page.
I know BuzzFeed did this thing about the nice guy, the problem with nice guys, and in 2003 or 2004, I did a whole week-long arc about the idiocy of the nice guy mentality, and they pulled a bunch of those strips up. And I got a whole bunch of great hate mail from guys who probably felt that they related too much to that persona.
Now, how often do the new comics come out?
Usually Monday through Friday. I used to do 7 days a week, and then I decided I don't care. No.
And you went all the way down to 5 days a week?
Yeah, I know. That's something. It's like,
man.
That'd be done.
I will say some weeks, there have been times where, I've been better about this year, but there have been times where I was like, oh, I got 4 up this week, I'm good. But also sometimes I'll do, this last week I did 3 different comics that had 8 panels as opposed to. I've done, I think most was a 22 or 23 panel comic.
Oh,
wow.
I have no idea why I do that. And everyone's I'm doing another big panel comic because apparently I hate my life.
You also have a theater background, right?
I did theater for years. I actually lived off my theater for a while.
Well, now that's more rare than anything else I've ever heard.
Industrial films pay well, pay better than doing plays or low budget films. It was just yeah. Oh my God!
Wow. Oh yeah,
that's a picture of me in Arcadia. It was actually not a paying gig. It was a Harvard had a group of students who would do plays and they'd get actors from outside the community. I played Chater, who is a small character. He's in scene 1 and 2 of Act 1. That's from a student film about the history of Opposite Day. Oh my God! This is on my Facebook, isn't it?
I see that.
Yeah, I don't think on the Facebook are all the times I've played child molesters.
We're pulling these from the Library of Congress film department.
There's a student film I did actually where I played Captain Hook as a child molester. That was that felt great.
That actually makes sense.
Oh, yeah, except for the fingering aspect.
That's how we lost it.
You find the whole thing is the children were in an orphanage being fed opium and prostituted out. It was just horrifying. It was horrifying. I had to throw a child against the wall, which is not as fun as you think it will be.
Really? Because I'm thinking if I had an excuse to punch a child in the face or stomach or throw this wall, I would take
I've done stage combat with adults. I don't give a shit if I hurt an adult. I don't care if an adult hurts me. We're big. We can walk away. You're handling a 6-year-old and throwing him around the room.
How funny.
That is a little more terrifying, especially because his mom...
Their bones heal quicker.
Well, yeah. So we had to go, rehearse this, and the woman who directed was a sweet woman. She's like, look, I need you to go rehearse the throw with him. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, go to his mom's dojo in Rhode Island. I'm like, what? His mom was a former champion kickboxer or something like that. So I show up, all these giant belts, and I'm like... If I hurt this kid, she's gonna snap me.
Yeah.
And so I'm picking him up and hurling him. His mom's doing help to tuck your head, throw. We do the filming. I pick him up, throw him at the wall. Does not tuck his head. Slams, falls. I'm like, oh, great! I broke him. And then his mom is charging at the cut. I'm like, well, I'm dead. Because there's no way.
And this is how it ends.
There's no way I can fend her off. The best I can go is and she shoves past me and walks up didn't I tell you to tuck your head? Yeah. Apologize to the man. You made him hurt you.
That's an awesome mom.
No! This kid's I'm sorry I made you hurt me. I'm oh God, I can see the therapy forming around you. She's getting choked out in the back of a car, for oral pleasure, and just thinking of I should have tucked my head. I should have tucked my head.
It sounds like he's on the way to becoming a real life superhero,
or real life supervillain,
villain. Yeah.
And I'm the first fucking target. Great.
Well, you've got a beard now.
Yeah.
Let's see. So with somethingpositive.net, I mean, where do you come up with half your ideas? Because I see a lot of webcomics. Well, I know a lot of webcomics I'll read, and I'm just it's quite boring. It's not very funny. It's just they feel like they had to fill some panels. But every one of yours, there's something to be gained out of it.
I will say most people have those days where I just have to get a goddamn comic up. Mm-hmm. And it sucks to say that. The first year I was self-employed, I did it because I did a reader donor drive, and they paid my salary for a year. And I think that year I had the least amount of comics I liked because I felt like I had to get something. Just like, well, you paid for it, I have to get it up. I will say after a while, once you've been working with the characters for a bit, they kind of write themselves. They kind of tell you where they need to go. You present the situation, and you know how they're going to react to it. So, and that helps a lot. But also, like, in the early days, a lot was inspired by Friends. Like, I had a storyline.
The TV show?
Yes. Actually, I used to get my comic used to be described a lot as Friends on crack, and I've never understood. Although there was one review, it was like, it's like Friends, but you'll enjoy it. And having never seen that show, I was like, okay.
And you usually wind up using like the same kind of core cast.
I try to stay to the core
comics,
cast. Right? Yeah, I mean, you have like the angry guy, and I do try to avoid the long-suffering girlfriend character because that's just not fun. Although I have a few of the male characters who become the long-suffering girlfriend characters.
Well, Randy, we're going to have to wrap it up here. We've got a little bit more to do with the all-con segment here, but I want to say thanks for coming on the show here.
Thank you.
Awkwardly. And no, it's a lot of fun. And anytime if you have something going on or something come up, you'd like to come back in, we'd love to have you.
Because Dallas does miss you. You're a noticeable missed present at the
seriously.
conventions.
I saw
There's a lot less hair here.
I saw you speaking at a couple of panels and you shaved.
A lot less people I have to relate to and communicate with.
I'd also like to say that Randy has agreed to do some artwork for our future promotional stuff, and I'm really excited about that. I want to say a little ahead of time thanks because I love your style.
You say that now, you're gonna get like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, it's literally a pile of dog shit drawn on paper with a big.
It just three phalluses slapping in the wind.
So, but thanks for being on the show. We're gonna take a quick break. Yeah.
I can totally be phallic.
She's a dick. Okay. Let's admit it.
I'm a dick.
All right, but we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and
me on
we're going to run the all-con interviews for the rest of the show, and I hope you enjoyed it because we had a lot of fun. You're watching the DELoL Show. We'll be right back in just a moment.